very first activity-based series for early years, My Learning Train, Meri Railgadi, published by the Oxford University Press, India. And the partner in creating workshop experiences for teachers to integrate activity-based learning effectively in the classroom, and also in setting up early learning centers for early learners. So once again, a very good morning to entire CBSE team and all my educators. So today we are going to discuss about the preschool program, methodologies, curriculum, and how to implement all these things in live classroom. So for ease of your understanding, I am sharing my PPT. So pre-primary teaching methodology. Teachers, is it visible? My screen is visible? Okay, fine. What do preschools kids do? See, we are talking about preschools again and again, but it is a very big question comes in our mind that what preschool kids do in schools, what they learn in schools, and what do you mean by that preschool? That means the before school. So they learn pre-skills which lay the groundwork for the future through their playing, singing, learning, dancing, and all other important fun-loving activities. So the preschoolers gain skills basically that ultimately help them learn to read, write, build their math and science skills and become successful student. Am I audible, teachers? Am I audible, teachers? Okay, great. So, early learners in pre-primary. Early learners here means that age group of 3 to 6. So what children learn in school is important, but what about the time before school? That where the role of preschool comes in. Basically, kindergarten intended to prepare children for move from home to school, and it was the first seen as an early education approach. So it involved activities such as playing, singing, drawing, dancing, social interaction, and all that. The term preschool and kindergarten are often used interchangeably depending upon the country, and however a preschool may refer to any institution for children. A kindergarten is a specialized institute with educational progress for children age group of 3 to 6 years, and it's seen as the first formal education of early learners. So now, according to the NEP, National Education Policy, the policy aims to universalize pre-primary education by 2025 and provide foundational literacy, numeracy for all by 2025. So the foundational years here refers to the age group of 3 to 8 years. Will cover the foundational year age group 3 to 8 years will cover 3 years of early comprising nursery, LKG, UKG, along with the 2 years of classes grade 1 and 2. And the NEP 2020 formally indicates early childhood care and education, that is ECCE, into the Indian education system with a recommended informal, flexible, multi-level, play, activity-based instructional approach that focuses on domain-based learning outcomes. So the informal assessment through observations, inculcation of healthy habits for life, and positive socialization of the young learners with their peers. So this is that criteria for the early learners. So now today I'm going to discuss about all these important methods, that how we can use all these methods in our classroom. This is the syllabus for the entire early learners, including foundational classes grade 1 and 2 also. So these are the some approaches that we have to include in our curriculum. The golden circles. There are 3 golden circles: why, how, and what. See, start with the why. Why do we need early education, early childhood education? And how we have to implement or include, and what stands for the basically outcomes. So why do we need pre-primary or preschool education? How we are going to implement, that is the process, that which process we have to follow, and then what here stands for the outcomes. Purpose, process, and result. Result here, outcomes. So our main purpose is to prepare our children physically, socially, emotionally, and mentally for formal life. That means the 5 important domains that we have to develop, 5 important skills. Cognitive skills related to the mental growth of your child, physical skills, that means related to the kinesthetic development of your child, social, emotional, personal. These are the some skills that we have to develop for their formal life. And yes, of course, the linguistic development also. This is the purpose of teaching early learners. And the process we have to follow with the help of the lots of methods, lots of syllabus we have. We are not talking about only teaching 4 or 5 important subjects here. We are here talking about the holistic development of your child. So we have to include whatever methods suggested or recommended by the National Education Policy. And already we all are using lots of different methods of teaching for early learners. And the spirit of inquiry and creativity through exploration is very important for actual growth of early learner. So we'll include all these important, interesting, fun, joyful learning methods in our curriculum for the early learners. Show me that I can stand on your shoulders. Reveal yourself so that I can be something different. Don't impose on me what you know. Let me explore the unknown and be the sources of my discoveries. Let the known be my liberation, not my slavery. Well said by Dr. Abdul Kalam ji. That, yes, of course, it's all about the exploration. Teachers are guiding them. Guide your kids. Give them resources. Give them platform. And show them and let them discover their own. Let them explore by their own, so that they'll explore, they'll understand, they'll experience the things, so that it will help your children to understand things better. Whole child. What is this whole child basically? See, here we are talking about the whole child. That means the development of a child. It could be in a form of a physical, social, emotional, sensory, cognitive, and communication. These are the 5 important domains that we all are working for early learners. So here whole child development means children learn through different activities, like they learn through play, sensorial experiences, experiencing and doing, dance, music, movement, repetition and reinforcement, imitation, interaction with their parents and peer. So a blend of formal and informal learning. So we must understand that a preschool is a developing physically and emotionally. We are taking care of all these important things like development, physical skill development, social emotional skill development, sensory, cognitive, and communication. So with the help of these important skills, we can able to teach them better or effectively. This is the main and the most important things to develop for early learners apart from the different subjects. So see, hence a balance of interactive activity-based learning is the best suited for the child's growth. That's why we are talking about, again, we are talking about the activity-based learning for early learners, activity-based learning by doing, and all these things. It will help your children to develop better. What is a child development? Child development here related to the linguistic development, cognitive development of your child, gross motor, fine motor, self help and adaptive, social and emotional, spiritual and moral. So what is child development basically? Child development is a process that every child goes through, and this process involves learning and learning skills like sitting, walking, talking, skipping, and tying shoelaces. Children learn those skills called developmental milestones during predictable time period. So these are the developmental milestones that age appropriate, and it's varied to children also. Children develop skills in 5 main areas of development. Yes, of course. The physical, social, emotional, cognitive, language. So cognitive development, that is related to the problem solving and related to the maths later on. So this is the child ability to learn and solve problems. For example, this includes a 2-month-old baby learning to explore the environment with hands or eyes, or a 5-year-old baby learning how to do simple math problems. So a child bonds with the 0 cognitive skills. You know that when child bonds, uh, he or she bonds with the 0 cognitive skills, but he or she learns from their environment by looking here and there, exploring the immediate environment, and then after that, but child bonds with the critical thinking. You know that at the age of 2, 3, or 4 months, see a child start looking here and there, and he or she tries to identify mother, father, or that. See, बच्चा उन 4-5 लोगों में like other relations also, we have father, mother, masi, nani, dadi, and all that in a family. So in these 4-5 people, a child identifies the mother, and he or she knows that I'll be happy in a lap of my mother instead of my masi, my chachi, my other people in the family. So this is basically a critical thinking. Starts with the 2, 3, or 4 months of a newborn child. So we have to develop these skills. We have to enhance these skills with the help of the different activities. So for cognitive skill development, we need I'm going to suggest activities like there's a string. So reading, sorting, playing with the pyramids, playing with the puzzles. So whatever, memory games and some observation games, identification, memory, matching, patterns, creative thinking, problem solving, exploration. So these are the some activities suggested for the cognitive skill development of your child. So first of all, develop some cognitive skill with the help of the activities. Give them something for the sorting. Give something to arrange or some puzzles, which helps your children to develop some cognitive skills. Next, and the very important is the social development of social and emotional skill development. So this is the child's ability to interact with others, including helping themselves and self-control. For example, of this type of development would include a 6-month-old baby waving bye-bye, or a 5 years old baby know how to take turns in games at school and how do I pause, choice, and how to build relationship and self-management. So, and self-awareness also. It is something that a child starts interacting with other. It could be a other person. It could be other child by reacting very early, by reacting, uh, by giving back some emotions. Like if I smile, मैं 6 महीने के बच्चे को smile करती तो smile back करता है. These are the some things that a child starts interacting with others. This is a social skill development, social or emotional skill development of your child. Personal, social, emotional development. That is again a very important. It's a part of a social emotional. So this development area comprises or focuses on self-awareness. So independence and a positive feeling of self-esteem, along with the concepts that are fundamental to children's school, children's social school relations, and social skills and socialization. See, already we all are doing lots of activities for the personal, social, emotional development of your child. I have 2 cutouts. One is a girl and another one is a boy. Very simple cutouts. See, no eyes, no nose, nothing like that. Only the faces. With the help of the hair, we could identify the gender. Like if a small hairs, it's a boy, and a long hair, it's a girl. So, see, at the age of 2.5 or 3, a child starts collecting some information from their immediate surrounding, asking lots of questions that what is this, what is this, what is this, and all that. This is fan, this is table, curtain, chair, books, notebooks. With the help of these things, a child starts collecting some vocabulary. So these vocabulary can be used after some time, or maybe these vocabulary used in schools basically. So these vocabulary words helps your child to understand or explore their surrounding, their immediate surrounding. See, social, emotional, and personal development. Children will able to gain the following skills by the end of the preschool years, like a sense of self, that my name is this, I am a girl, my mother name, my father name, my teacher name, my school, my house. These are the things that we collect information from my surrounding, and I'm exploring myself. So that is related to the personal skills development. Then after that, my body parts, what my things, my choices, and all that related to everything related to me. So by the end of the preschool, a child should be able to learn a sense of self, a positive self-esteem, self-confidence in developing independent skills, decision-making skills, a positive disposition to learn and appreciate of his or her own cultural identity. With the help of the celebrations and festivals, already we all are doing this thing. and ability to identify and manage his or her own feelings and needs, that I'm thirsty, I'm hungry, I'm sleepy, these feelings. And develop respect for environment. Develop successful ways in which to interact with the friends, peers, and adults. So these things a child should able to learn at the end of the preschool years. These are the some outcomes basically for the social, emotional, personal skill learn. Next is the speech language development. Speech and language development, that is completely related to the linguistic development. For linguistic development, we have to develop first the pre-linguistic development. That is child's concentration, sits, listens, speak. So these are the pre-linguistic skills. So this development area comprises of the ability to use focuses on effective communication through listening, speaking, reading, and writing. These are the four important skills for the language development. So the language development domains have been further divided into two different groups to assess effective progressive in children. The one is the listening and speaking, and another one is the reading and writing. I'm just giving you idea about listening and speaking and reading and writing. And in my other slides, I'm going to show you that how we can take these reading, speaking, and writing in our curriculum. So children will be able to gain the following skills by the end of the preschool years, like speak bilingually or multilingual in a conducive environment to express themselves, and use effective oral communication skills and speak clearly and audibly in complete sentences. Yes, I know that at the age of 2+ or 3+, when they start speaking, they speak only single words. After some time, they start speaking in a simple sentences. So we have to enhance or develop these skills with the help of the listening, speaking, reading, writing, and lots of other activities related to these skills. So use effective oral communication skills and speaks clearly and audibly in a complete sentences. This is the outcomes for the end of the session. Display the ability to enjoy which range of songs, rhymes, poems, stories, dramatizations, role plays through attentive and active participation, and recognizes the initial and final sounds in words along with the short vowel sounds. So that means the phonics basically. And for reading and writing, children will be able to gain the following skills by the end of the preschool years are show, display interest in books. That is very, very important. Identify print in the immediate environment. Develop an understanding of book awareness. Predict and comment on stories. Write simple words using their phonic knowledge. Written language by making marks, drawings, symbols, and using conventional script in order to communicate. So these are the some outcomes or goals which a child gains at the end of the preschool years for the linguistic development. Then physical. Here physical means that including both gross and fine motor development. That means it is related to the kinesthetic development of your child. So for physical, fine motor skills and gross motor skills, we divided into two different parts. Fine motor skills, this is the child's ability to use small muscles, specifically their hands and fingers to pick up small objects, hold a spoon, or turn pages in a notebook or book, or use a crayon to draw. So for that, we have to develop three important grips: pincer grip, palmar grip, and tripod grip. Basically, pincer grip is related to the develop the palmar, these muscles, and the pincer holding things with these picking up things. And tripod grip is related to the holding pen or pencil or holding things like this. Holding things like this with the tripod grip, that is related to the writing basically. So for pencil grip, see, I'm going to show you something. See, what is this? This is a clothespin basically. And holding this pen like this, squeezing like this is something related to the pencil grip. So holding things, picking up things with this is for the pencil grip. And for palmer grip, you can use paper, old newspaper for tearing, or you can use origami papers. Like I'm going to show you. This is origami sheet. Paper tearing, like this. Already we all are doing these activities in our classroom, like paper tearing and all that. With the help of the paper tearing, we develop fine muscles, small muscles. Now, this is for the palmer grip, making balls from old newspaper or origami sheets, like this, by using palm. Or you can use squeezy balls, smiley balls, for the palmer grip. Now, this is a small ball with the help of the palmer grip, pencil grip, and yes, of course, tripod grip. So, this is a ball. Now you can continue this activity. Like I have done paper tearing with the palmer, pencil, and a tripod grip. Now you can use these balls for the cognitive development also. Count these balls, object counting. जितने भी बच्चे बॉल बनाते हैं 10-5 हर टेबल पे, you can compare. So it will help you to develop linguistic skills, fine motor, gross motor, and cognitive also. See, for kinesthetic, you can throw this ball with the name that catch, Rishabh catch, Sia catch, Shubh catch, then throw. So 2 new words with the help of this activity: catch, throw. Introduction with the names and paper tearing, fine motor development. 3 important grips: palmer grip, pencil grip, and tripod grip. Tripod grip is related to the writing basically. So kinesthetic development while throwing and catching. So body movements. So, and if you want to continue this activity, then you can do that rhyme bits of paper. After doing this activity or after completing this activity, you can sing that rhyme and let your children clean your class. Because जब ये activity करेंगे तो papers बहुत बिखर जाते हैं, तो बच्चों को बोलो papers उठाओ और bin में डाल. For that, you can use bits of papers lying on the floor, makes the class untidy, pick them up, throw in the bin, wash your hands, wipe your hands, and go back to your seats. So, you can plan activities like this. This is related to the fine motor. This is related to the gross motor. This is related to the linguistic development, because 2 new vocabulary words, introduction, and 1 poem also. Then it will help you to develop some cognitive skills also. Count the objects, whatever lying on your table, that how many balls do you have. Then compare these balls, that you have 5 and you have 3. So which one is big, 3 or 5? So comparison and all that. So you can plan activities like that, which will cover all these important areas. Yes, of course, we have some specific activities for the language development, some specific activities for the physical, social, and emotional cognitive. But I'll tell you, all these are interconnected. See, if we are developing emotional development or social skills or a physical skills or a language skills, somehow they are interrelated, same like the subjects. So this is an idea about the fine motor. Now gross motor skill development. This is the child's ability to use large muscles. For example, a 6-month-old baby learns how to sit up with some support, or 12-month-old baby learns to pull up and stand by holding on furniture, and a 5 years old baby learn to skip. So you can also plan some activities related to the gross motor development, like simple balancing activities. If you don't have anything for the balancing, you can do one thing that दो ईंटें रखी उस पे एक simple plank या फट्टा रखी और बच्चों को उस पे balance करके चलने. These are the some small activities for the balancing, or you can use hula hoop for the jumping in and out, jumping in and out. These are the some kinesthetic skills development activities. Even you can use these activities in your virtual classrooms. ये सब तो सब घर में अवेलेबल होते ही हैं. या एक सर्कल बना दीजिए चौक से और बच्चों को बोलो इन आउट, एंड जितनी बार इन आउट करो काउंट करो. So it will help your children to develop their gross motor skills. So these are the some activities. This is an idea about the preschool curriculum, or that it's completely related to the all these important topics. We have to develop all these skills for teaching different subjects. For these, you can use different methods. Like, why do children need activities for learning? This is a very, very important question. That yes, of course, we know that we have to develop these important areas, but for that we plan some activities. So why do children need activities for learning? By playing and learning together, children build their social skills, language skills, and self-control. And emotional development lets your child understand his feelings and feelings of others. So only the play can help your children to develop these skills, all these important skills that whatever we discussed. So besides encouraging kids to enjoy their learning experiences, activity-based learning has many benefits. Like by encouraging kids to explore, experiment, and learn independently through activity-based techniques. So there are lots of techniques that we can include in our teaching process, which help your children to develop different skills. We have activities related to the different subjects. We have activities related to the different developmental skills. So that's why for learning and for understanding better, we need activities. So plan your activities, include your activities in your curriculum and in your syllabus related to the subjects and related to the different things. Get ready yourself for activities. How you can get ready yourself, or how can you plan activities? There is a simple process that you have to select activity or choose activity, plan, execute, and design, implement. There are a big process. पहले हमको plan करना पड़ता है, select करनी होती है activity according to the particular thing or particular concept. So this is एक बड़ा लंबा process होता है. And whenever like मैं teachers को जब भी बोलती हूँ कि teachers, you have to do these activities. They said, ma'am, we all are already packed with lots of things. We have lots of things to do. We don't have time to include activities. But now I know that teachers are doing lots of activities for the different concepts and for teaching different concepts. So for that, you have to plan a few things or prepare yourself for the activities, like plan the settings and instruction for each activity. It is very important. Planning, basically. Before doing, plan, prepare, think, observe, choose. So these are the some things that you can include in your activities. Then after planning, keep the instruction short and crisp, because you are doing activities with the early learners. Not more than 4 or 5 instructions at a time. Activities have to be planned and prepared well before implementing. Choose suitable activities for your children. Activity time. Wave it in your base planning right from the beginning. An introduction and winding time must be considered, that I have only 1 hour for this particular subject. But I have to do this. So in your planning, please include some introduction time, because first time they'll take some time to understand the activity or concept. So spare 5 to 10 minutes for that, for winding up and the introduction. See, in face-to-face classes, we face one more problem, that distribution of material for the activities. It creates lots of fuss. So for that, prepare them. There are few steps. That number 1 is the preparation. Like, prepare them how to distribute the material. Don't move in your class that, beta, tum ye lo, tum ye lo, tum ye lo. Not like that. Let them distribute material by their own. Try with the empty bowls. I'm going to full. Some empty bowls with me. See, these are 4-5 bowls. Try this, like, take one for you and pass it on. Then again, next child take one for, and then pass it on. So it will help you to distribute material. We'll start with the empty bowls, then put some material and let them take one and pass it on. So with the help of this, a child able to learn one simple sentence and how to distribute material in the classroom. Then next one is the activity controller with me. This is activity control. Will help you to distribute material with the help of this. I have 12. But it's according to your class strength, that if you have 30 students in your class and you are dividing at 5, then you can use this according to your students. That with numbers. This bowl is 8 numbers, so put this bowl on 8. And let your child take a group number 8 will come and take this ball for the 4, 5, whatever you have group members in a. Then after that, it will help you to recollect the material. This is for the distribution and the collecting also. That come and put your 8 number on 8, 6, 4, 5, whatever. So it will help you to collect the material and distribute the material. There are 2 different ways of distributing and collecting the material. This will help you for collection basically. बिकॉज क्या होगा कि आपको पता चल जाएगा किसने वापस नहीं किया है. ये नंबर्स हैं, बोल्स पे भी नंबर है. आप अपने ग्रुप को दे दो, ग्रुप आएगा अपने आप, एक रिप्रेजेंटेटिव यहाँ से उठा के ले जाएगा और जब वापस लाने की बारी आएगी तो वो ग्रुप नंबर 1 पे ही अपना मटेरियल वापस रखेगा. सो दीज आर दी सम थिंग्स दैट यू कैन ऑर्गेनाइज और प्लान एक्टिविटीज वेल. सो frequently asked questions related to the activities, that how will I finish our syllabus if we do activities? What will parents say? That is a very very important question. That कि मैडम अगर हम सारा टाइम एक्टिविटीज करेंगे तो पेरेंट हमको आके पूछता है कि पढ़ाओगे कब. They don't know that this is the part of your teaching process. So well, see, activities and experiences are the syllabus of pre-primary. You have to understand, and your parents also. So it is only after they do activities should we guide them towards writing, following this cycle, that listening, doing, speaking, reading and writing. So activity will manifest in skills of the learners, and they will show the parents and how they have learned. So we can you can also add activity suggestions for parents, which they can conduct at home and see the learning outcomes of their own. Next question is, we have large strengths. So how can activities be done? How to manage large strengths for the activities? So for that, activities like, if planned well, can be conducted in very varied settings and have been designed to clear the average classroom. See, very large strength in the pre-primary must be avoided. So for that, divide your class into different groups. So it will help you to manage your class. एक साथ सारे बच्चों को manage करना is very very difficult. So divide your class into different groups. Then activities are time consuming and we run out of time. That is again a very important question asked by the teachers. So that for that, plan activities which has been already tested in the classroom. So that's why I'm talking about planning again. So selection of activities, planning, and how to execute, and very very important thing is the time. So वो एक्टिविटी को प्रॉपर तरीके से खुद करके देखिए, so that आपको पता चलेगा कि इसमें कितना टाइम कंज्यूम हो रहा है. तो उसके अकॉर्डिंग आप उसमें वाइंडिंग अप टाइम, इंट्रोडक्शन टाइम, वो सब इंक्लूड करो. देन ओनली आपको एक प्रॉपर आइडिया मिलेगा कि कितना टाइम इस एक्टिविटी में कंज्यूम होगा. सो बेटर प्लानिंग और अ गुड प्लानिंग. So it will help you to planning will help you to apply all these activities easily in your classroom. Teaching methods. There are few different teaching methods like play based, activity based, experiential learning, discovery based, instructional, stories as a pedagogical tool. You can use these things for the early learners, and please keep in your mind that it should be child centric, as per the requirement of your class, as per the requirement of your students. So include these methods in your teaching and learning process. How we are going to include these methods? See, with the help of the discovering hobbies, habits, and awareness. Teach them responsibility and discipline, citizenship and awareness, learning through different mediums, and painting. Painting will help your children to understand, or it will help you to select, or it will help your children to identify things. That अगर मैंने बच्चे को 5 कलर दिए हैं तो बच्चा अपने आप से उसमें से, आप ये नहीं करेंगे कि अगर एप्पल है तो लो ग्रीन रेड कलर लो और करो इसमें. नो, give them 4-5 colors. So at least child use his or her brain to select that color. It will help your children to choose. Decision making, and yes, of course, creativity, and it helps for the joy. It is a method of a joyful learning. See, responsibility and discipline and citizenship awareness. That is very important, as it's mentioned in the national education policy, that teach duties and as well as rights. We know about the rights, but we don't think about our duties. So we have to teach them duties at the early stage. With the help of these activities, these are the part of the activities basically. Your child start learn different things. It will help your children to develop different skills, responsibility, discipline, citizenship, awareness, learning through different mediums. That means mediums here like with the help of the technology-based learning, with the help of the books and all that. So these are some things that with the help of the different activities you can develop different skills. Children learn with the different experiences, exploring experience, practice, sensorial and tactile activities, play. So play will help your children to develop some social skills, interaction with other people, exploring an experience. It will help your child to explore by watering a sapling and all that. So बच्चा उसको बढ़ते हुए देख रहा है. So that is again a experience and exploring. Practice, imitating. जब कभी आपने देखा होगा एक टेबल पे अगर बच्चा गलती से नोटबुक खोल लेता, आपने बोला बुक खोलो, बट वो अपने साथ वाले बच्चे को देख के नोटबुक ही खोल लेता है. That is imitating, practicing. Sensorial and tactile activities, which helps your children to develop senses. So plan include all these activities. These are some simple methods of teaching and learning. Social interaction, that is again a very, very important part. For that, already we all are doing some activities like in a pair working, small group working, large group working, and team working. So for pair working, two people, we start with the individual working, that's sitting alone, then partner, then small group, large group, and then after that the teamwork. It will help your children to cooperate, for the collaboration, and lots of other social skills child learns with the help of the other children. So include these methods in your teaching process so that they'll develop some social skills. Speech and language skill development. Already we discussed about the speech, but now I'm going to explain this. For the speech and language skill development, these are some activities that you can include in your curriculum, like reading aloud, whatever child is reading, identifying the simple letters, name of the letters, speak aloud, read aloud, that A, B, something like that. This is your reading finger. Put your reading finger on a particular letter like this. N. So this will help your child to identify the different, and it will help you to boost up the confidence also. Then language games. We have lots of language games nowadays. You can use these games for reading activities. Then the circle time. Yes, discussions. Lots of discussions. At least child listens. Exploring the electronic media. It will help your children to speak. It will encourage your child to learn. And the role play. Role play is the best thing that a child starts speaking. Then dramatization, different characters, recitation of rhymes and poems, read, free conversation, and structured conversation. That is again a very, very important activity, that sometimes free conversation with the help of the circle time and all that, or for discussion, and then structured conversation, that give them some structured conversation that tomorrow we are going to do this. Telephonic conversation. Now in virtual classrooms, you can use these activities. And phonics. That is again a very important for the reading. Then word building activities, CVC, sight reading. Number 1 is the sight reading. At least 40 sight reading words for the level 1 and new 40 for the level 2. So that at least 80 sight reading words for pre-primary kids, which helps you to build simple sentences or for reading also. After that, phonics. Then after phonics, CVC. CVC is consonant, vowel, consonant, like bat, cat, and word building activities with the help of the phonics. So this is the only way which helps your children to read and write also. So these are some sight reading words like is, when, why, what. These are the sight reading words. And CVC, that making words with the help of the consonant, vowel and consonant, that already we all are doing, cat, bat, rat, mat. So अगर बच्चे को sight reading word 40 sight reading word या 50 sight reading words पता है, what, when, why, is, what, और CVC आते हैं, तो क्या बच्चे को मुश्किल होगी रीडिंग के लिए? नहीं होगी, बहुत इजीली बच्चा रीड कर पाएगा. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, दिस इज अ cat, this is a, these are sight reading, and cat is from CVC. So CVC and sight reading will help your children to read simple sentences. Writing. Remember the flow: listen, speak, read, and write. This is the flow. Do not force children to write before they understand and experience. See, don't start writing very early. Then when to begin writing? This is the question by teachers. So when the children and their small muscles are ready and are supported with a large number of pre-writing activities. Pre-writing activities that lots of scribbling, paper tearing, pencil grip, palmer grip, tripod grip. Basically, tripod grip is for related to the writing. So, same like that when talking about the maths or a numeracy, we have to teach them pre-number concepts. Then after that number. Same like that for writing, pre-writing skills, pre-writing activities, then after that writing. So the pre-writing activities at the beginner's level, it's a tracing and a simple transcription. At level 1, reading to writing independently in level 2. So next and very important question is cursive or print. So start with print rich and print script environment for the development of reading skills. Then start with simple print upper lowercase letters and let the children use these in all 3 levels. Then cursive as a writing style can be introduced even by the end of the class 1 or at the age of 6 to 7. So this is the idea about the writing. Now uppercase letters, starting lines, E. These are some straight lines letters like E starts with the straight line, F straight line, H with the straight line, I with the straight line, L with the straight line, and T with the straight line. Then after that, diagonal straight lines like slanting lines. Then lines and curves, standing line and 2 curves, writing B. Then after that, starting counterclockwise like C, G, O, Q, and S. This is for the uppercase. And for the small case, starting counterclockwise, letters first like A, E, 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 all these are counterclockwise. Then starting down, like standing lines coming down, coming down, coming down, all these letters. Then starting down and then going up, like B for standing line, coming down, then going up with the curve. Then again H for coming down and going up. So this is the third. Then using diagonal lines, few letters like V, W, X, Y, and Z. These are with the diagonal line. This is the suggested suggestions for the writing for uppercase and lowercase. Exploring. Basically, this is related to the multiple intelligence. Each child is occupied with the innate ability to assimilate knowledge, but the manner in which this is done varies from individual to individual. So hence enough space should be given to a child to gather this knowledge at their individual pace. So whatever you are planning, please keep in your mind that you have a different learning levels in your classroom. So for that, you can plan activities or your curriculum according to them. That means as per the requirement of your classroom, because we have different learning levels. We have logical thinkers, we have visual learners, we have musical learners, we have intrapersonal, kinesthetic, interpersonal, naturalistic, linguistic. So keep in your mind that we are teaching different learning levels. So plan your curriculum according to, or plan your teaching process according to them. Pre-primary school program. Now, I'm going to discuss about the pre-primary school. What is this pre-primary school program? We discussed about lots of things like we discussed about the methods, we discussed about the curriculum, we discussed about the different domains, we discussed about the different learning methods. Now, this is the pre-primary school program, including each and everything, because we are talking about the holistic development of your child, not about the teaching only 4 or 5 subjects. So for that, personality development, a preschool program, it includes the personality development of your child, most important part of a formal education. And growth and development is faster in early years, so we have to take care of different developmental milestones. Habit and attitude acquired in early childhood are fairly deep, so we have to take care of that part or include this in our curriculum. Curiosity and creativity are found highest during this period. So we have to plan or include activities related to the curiosity and creativity of your child. Games and activities are very important for early learners. So we have to include games and activities for the early learners. Social contact, sharing and caring. This is the time to teach them social contact and sharing, how to share things and how to care for others. So include these important things in your program. Stimulate and support mental, physical, emotional, language development. Yes, at the end of the this webinar, I'm going to share some. I'm going to discuss about how these activities can be included in online classes. Adventure for the child. So lots of exploration. First experience with the strangers. So include all these experiential learning in your teaching process. Discipline and routine. Discipline and routine, this is the most important thing to include in a pre-primary curriculum, because जब बच्चे पहली दफा स्कूल आते हैं सब उनके लिए स्ट्रेंजर होते हैं, या ऑनलाइन क्लासेस में भी अगर बच्चे पढ़ रहे हैं तो वो फेसेस जो वो देख रहे हैं वो सब उनके लिए स्ट्रेंजर. सो फॉर फर्स्ट फ्यू डेज प्लीज वीडियो ऑन करके पढ़ाइए, सो दैट दे विल गेट टू नो or they'll able to understand that she's the teacher, she's my teacher, all these are my friends. उनका इंट्रोडक्शन कराइए, बहुत सारा नाम बच्चों को बताइए और एक टाइम सेट कर दीजिए. So it will help you to maintain discipline and routine. That this is the particular time that हम लोगों को इस टाइम लॉग इन करके बैठना है और इतने बजे हमारा ये होगा. वही सब जो क्लास में फॉलो करते थे, same like that. Then give a sound foundational for a formal structured education in future. That is the most important thing. That give a sound foundational for formal structured education in future. This is the based education, and then we are preparing them for the formal structured education. So the preschool education is an early childhood program which allows children to play while learning, and the ideal age to enroll in the preschool is 3+. Or between 3 to 6 basically. So at this age, children have high grasping power and show keen interest in learning new things. So include all things, whatever you want to teach them are related to all these important things. Monitoring learning levels at preschool. That is again a very important, that assessment. What is assessment and evaluation for the early learners? Basically, assessment helps to know how learning is proceeding, whereas evaluation reveals what has already been learned. So, learning for assessment for learning and learning for assessment. Basically, evaluation helps you to gather information about your children that they know this. And assessment will help you to understand that where a child is lacking. So it is, yes, of course, it's necessary to evaluate early learners. See, is it necessary to evaluate learning at preschool level? Yes, of course. For that, plan simple ongoing assessment and compile them to evaluate the learning outcomes. Gather information or data with the help of the assessment to use this data for growth or development or progress of your child. Not for the ranking, not for the positioning. So assessment at this level is usually an informal and continuous part of the teaching learning process. So various tools and activities can be used to observe and record the progress of children. No formal testing is recommended at this level, only with the help of the observations. So as which are the tools that can be used at the preschool level to gather information for assessment? The learning level can be gauged through the observation. An observation checklist can be used to identify the learning levels and gap areas in each category of the syllabus. So the feedback gathered can aid the designing of remedial planning, basically remedial activities. So which will help children to develop the necessary skills and understanding. So use anecdotal records, portfolios, checklist. So these and observation, yes, of course, which helps you to gather information with the help of the assessment. Think before label. That is very important. Label jars, not people. So no pass and fail for the early learners. Parent-student-teacher connect. That is again a very important. I want a motivated student, empowered educator, and an engaged parent. I don't want an involved parent. I am giving quality time to my child. No, I want engaged parent. And if you are a teacher, your child should be motivated child. If you are a good parent, your child should be a motivated student. So this is the parent-teacher connect, parent-teacher and student connect, because we three are the important stakeholders in teaching and learning process of early learners. So create trust between teacher and child. Don't criticize. Give some breathing time in class. And lots of circle time activities, even in online classes. So make parent-teacher meeting platform to share information, not only about the children, about the changes required and happening in the school system. And invite parents into the classroom for few activities also, so that they'll also understand the different activities and they'll also understand the different teaching learning processes. Because see, we all are teaching 21st century learners and we all are from 20th century. So we have to bridge this gap with the help of the parent-teacher meetings, parent-teacher programs, including your parents in your classroom and all these activities. You are the guiding lamp. Yes, my teachers. So the best teachers are actually the facilitators of innovation, of new ideas, creators of lifelong habit of innovation, of innovative thinkers. So teachers are the guiding lamp. So teachers, please help your children to explore, help your children to understand, help your children to experience. Transition from school, from home to school and from pre-primary to primary. This is the main focus area of a preschool program. Take a transition object like a storybook or a small toy. Play a game of disappearing so that your child able to understand that I have to go to the next class. Discussion in games and animations. Toilet training to speak in a full sentences so that a teacher can understand or teacher able to understand the simple things, whatever a child is sharing. Making them aware of their body parts, that is very, very important. This is the this will help your children to smooth transition from school to pre-primary to primary and from home to a play school. So this is the first exercises in which children are separated from the comfort and secure zone of their parents, and therefore it has to be place which is a second home to the child, a place which has to enough material to attract and make the child comfortable and secure. So this is the first place where the child builds his or her self. Please mute yourself, ma'am. Please mute your mic. A child learns the importance of his or her own name, things, and friends. So this is an idea about the preschool teaching methodology. Now I want to conclude. I'm going to conclude my webinar. See, preschool offers children the chance to socialize with other children, learn more about themselves, learn how to solve problems, build confidence, and much more. So the preschool is not a place to look for learning academic curriculum. Instead, it is a place where the children do all kind of activities that are appealing to them and teaches them in a special way. So preschool education helps in a child's emotional, social, and personal growth and development. Although a child learns how to take, like while at home in preschool, continuous interaction and exposure with children of same age group, and teachers help them to enhance their communication skills. This involves translation of mental images to language so that thoughts and knowledge be transformed into information. The skills and knowledge that the child develops in the preschool have a great impact on the aptitude and the attitude of a child later in life. So be careful while planning, be careful while teaching, be careful while executing. So thank you, teachers, for giving me such a precious time. Now, if you have any queries, please feel free. Is there any queries related to the webinar? And please plan these activities for your virtual classes also. Okay. Lots of thank yous. So no queries? Okay, fine. So I would like to say special thanks to Vikas ji and entire CBSE COE Ajmer team for giving me such a nice platform, and all my lovely teachers who gave me your precious time. So thanks.